Hello everybody, in today's lecture we are going to study the degeneracy in transportation problem. As you all know that for solving a transportation problem you have to follow the two steps. In the initial step you have to find the initial basic feasible solution, okay, and the methods for finding these IBFS are northwest corner rule, least cost entry method, row minima method, column minima method and Vogel's approximation. After finding IBFS solution, you have to check whether the solution founded using IBFS is optimal or not. Okay, so how can you check the optimality of IBFS solution? For that purpose you have to use the two methods. First one is the Modi or UV method, or second is the stepping stone method. Okay, now you also have to check an important condition after finding the IBFS, that is the condition of degeneracy. Okay, suppose if you are not having any degeneracy condition, then you can directly move for optimal checking of optimality of IBFS solution. But if there exists any degeneracy, then you cannot directly go to the checking of optimality. For that purpose you have to remove the degeneracy. So before going to the procedure of removing of degeneracy, you have to find how we can detect the existence of degeneracy. Now for detecting the degeneracy in a transportation problem, you have to check the two things. First one is the m plus n minus 1 value, and then you have to check the number of allocations made during the IBFS solution. Okay, now if the number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1, then there is no degeneracy and you can move for the optimality check test. Now if the m plus m minus 1 value is greater than the number of allocation, then it is said that there is a problem of degeneracy in the transportation problem. So you cannot move directly for checking optimality. Okay, so we have to remove this degeneracy so that we can check the optimality of IBFS solution. So how can you remove this degeneracy problem? So for degeneracy removal you have to follow the two steps. First one, you have to check the minimum unallocated value in the transportation problem, and then you have to assign a value delta to that unallocated cell. But the main thing you have to remember is that the delta has to be allocated to such a cell which is at an independent position. Okay, now before moving to further, you must be aware what is an independent position. Suppose this is a cell and you are having different, well, for example these are the allocated cells and these are the 2, 4, 3, 5. Okay, these are the unallocated cell. Then how can you make allocation so that degeneracy can be removed? Suppose this is, you know that this is the minimum value and you have to make allocation. The first condition is choose the minimum value from unallocated cells. Okay, then you have to make an allocation delta to this. Now the second condition is that you have to check whether this is at an independent position or not. Now you will see that there, if you will allot a value here, you will see that there is no direct loop formation. Okay, so this is an independent position and both our condition of minimum value of transportation cost and the condition of allocation at independent position, okay, is satisfied. so we can make an allocation here so that degeneracy can be removed. Now if you are having you have to made more than one allocation to remove degeneracy, then you have to choose the second minimum value, and that too has to be at an independent position. Now in this case you will see that the second minimum value is 3, but this is not at an independent position, because if you will see that if you will start from here, there is a formation of loop and this is a dependent position, so you cannot make a allocation here. Again, the moving to the next higher value, 4 is the next value, and if you will make allocation here, you will see that there is again a loop formation, so you cannot allocate any value further here. Again, if this is the next minimum value and if you will make an allocation here, it is possible that there is no loop formation, so you have to allocate the minimum value here, because this 5 is at an independent position. So for making an allocation to remove degeneracy, you have to be aware of two things, that allocation has to be made to the minimum value and that allocation must be at an independent position. Okay, and one more thing is that the value assigned or the value allocated to any cell for removing degeneration is always almost equal to 0. Okay, so now let us clear this problem of degeneracy using a simple numerical. Okay, now this is the given question, example for understanding the problem of degeneracy. Now this is the given question, find IBFS of given problem using least cost entry method and then optimize the solution using MODI method. So this is the given problem. These are 3 factories and these are the supplied made by the factories. These are the different warehouses and these are the demands by different warehouses, and these are the unit cost for transportation of goods from one factory to one warehouse. Okay, so this question can be solved only if you know the 3 basic things. First one is you must be aware of finding the IBFS solution. Second, you must be aware of the method to check the optimality, and third, how the degeneracy can be removed, which will be made clear in this video. Okay, so starting with the solution, we have to find the least cost. We have to find the IBFS for using least cost entry method, but initially first of all we have to check whether the given transportation problem is balanced or not. We can move further only if the given problem is balanced, or if it is not balanced then we have to balance it and only then we can move further. So the first step is checking the balancing of the transportation problem. So how can you check the balancing of transportation problem? It can be checked if by comparing the supply with the demand. Okay, now in this question you will see that the supply from different sources is 26 and the demand from different sources is 26. So in this case the supply and demand both are equal to 26 and they are equal, so it is a balanced problem. So we can proceed further for finding the IBFS solution. Now in this case you will see that it has been asked to find IBFS using least cost entry method, so we will follow the same method and find the allocations and the minimum cost. So let us find the minimum cost and different allocation. So I have already drawn this table. Now as you know that for finding the solution IBFS using least cost entry method, we have to start making allocation with the cell having the minimum transportation cost. In this case you will see that in the entire matrix 0 is the minimum transportation cost, so initially we will start making allocation with this cell. Okay, so here the demand is 4 and the supply is 9 for this cell, so we will make an allocation of 4 units here. So after allocating 4, this will become 0 and this will be 5, and no more allocation can be made here, so we are not considering these 2 cells for further allocation. Okay, again choose the minimum value from the remaining unit cost. So 1 is the minimum value, so we have to make allocation here. So here the demand is of 5 and supply is also of 5, so we will be deleting these two 5s and making them equals to 0. Now you will see that no further supply is available here, so we are not considering these values for further allocation. Similarly, in this column also there is no more demand, so these two cells will also not be considered for further allocation. Now again, finding the minimum value for the unit transportation cost, these two are the minimum values. So starting with first cell, 9 can be allocated here, and this will become 0 and this will become 1. Again, as there is no further demand for this warehouse, so making this value unconsiderable. Okay, so again, choosing from these two cells, 2 is the minimum value and supply is of 1 for this cell, so allocating a unit 1 and making this supply 0, this will be becoming 7. Now this is the only cell left, so we have to make allocation to this cell. The demand and supply both are 7, so making an allocation of 7 here. Okay, so this will become 0, this will become 0. So these are the different allocations made using least cost entry method. Now we will find the minimum cost and the number of allocated cell. Okay, now here you will see that the number of allocations made are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the minimum cost is 2 into 9 plus 2 into 1 plus 6 into 7 plus 1 into 5 plus 0 into 4, and if you will solve it, the value comes out to be 67. Now we will check for the condition of degeneracy. Okay, now you will see that for checking the condition of degeneracy, you must be having the two values, that is m plus n minus 1 and the number of allocation. In this case, you will see that there are 3 rows and 4 columns, so the value of m is 3, n is 4, and the value of m plus n minus 1 is equal to 6. Now also check for the allocations. You will see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number of allocation 5, as the value of m plus n minus 1 is greater than number of allocation. So here is the condition of degeneracy at initial stage. Remember that the degeneracy could be at the initial stage or it can arise even during the optimal solution checking. Okay, so in this case we are having degeneracy at the initial stage. Okay, now for removing the degeneracy, as I have explained earlier, I have to allocate a value of delta to a cell which is having the minimum unit transportation cost and which is at a independent position. Okay, now after checking the matrix which are having allocations also, we will see that the 2 is the minimum unit transportation cost, but it is available in the 2 cells, so we have to allocate the allocation delta in such a way that the allocated value is at the independent position. In this case, you will see that both 2 are at independent position, so we can make allocation delta randomly to any of the 2 cells. Okay, so I am allocating a value delta to this cell as it is satisfying both the condition, that is it has been allocated to a cell which is having minimum unit transportation cost and also it is at independent position. Now you will see that the value of a number of allocation has become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the number of allocation has become equal to m plus n minus 1, so the condition of degeneracy has been eliminated. Also we can find the latest cost also, and it has become 67 plus 2 delta rupees, as it is clear that delta is almost equals to 0, so it will definitely cause no effect on the transportation cost. One thing you have to remember that if more than one cell have the same minimum value, choose randomly but taking the condition of independent position which I have explained earlier using this set. Now after finding the IBPF solution and then removing the degeneracy, we have now to check for the optimality of the initial cost. Okay, so we will use the Modi method for checking the optimability of the given transportation problem. So for that purpose we have to find the values of ui and vj. So I have marked all the allocated cells with their unit transportation cost here. The unallocated cell has been marked as red here, so they will not be used here in this table. Okay, so you are already aware how we can find the values of u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3 and v4. So let us start with allocating a value u1 equals to 0. So the principle for allocating a value 0 to any ui is that allocate or put the value of ui equal to 0 to that row which has the maximum allocation. In this case you will see that there are 3 allocations made to the row f1, so we have to put the value of u1 equal to 0. Okay, then we can find the remaining 6 values. So using the similar formula as I explained in my earlier videos, let us consider u1 is equal to, if you will put u1 plus v1 equal to 0, we have found the v1 equal to 0. Similarly we can find the value of v2, v3, u2, v3 and v4, and these has been marked against each rows and the columns. So the value of u1 is 0, u2 is 4, u3 is -1, v1 is 2, v2 is 2, v3 is 2, v4 is 1. Now in the next step we have to find the cost difference for the unallocated cell. So for finding the cost difference for unallocated cell, we will use the formula dij is equal to cij minus ui plus vj, and remember that this operation has to be performed on the unallocated cells. Okay, now these are the value of cij for unallocated cells. Okay, these are the allocated cells. I have marked them with red. Okay, and they are of no use in this step. Okay, these are the Cij's values, that is the initial transportation cost values for unallocated cell. Then we have to find the values of ui and vj, so that we can find the values of ui plus vj for unallocated cell. So taking the value of ui and vj from last step, we can find the ui plus vj for unallocated cell. So 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 4 5, 2 plus 4 6, 2 plus 4 6, 2 minus 1 1, 2 minus 1 1, and these are the values of ui plus vj for unallocated cell. Then we have to find the difference of cij and ui plus vj. So again I have marked these values red for the allocated cells. Now subtracting 1 from 4, the value is 3. Again subtracting 6 from 4, minus 2, 6 from 4, again minus 2, 5 from 3, minus 2, 1 from 3, 2, and 1 from 2, 1. So you will see that the condition of optimality is that if all values of dij are greater than 0. But in this case there are 3 values which are less than 0. So the previous solution is not an optimal solution. Okay, now for further solving the question, you have to select the most negative value from all dij's. Here in this case all 3 values are -2, -2 and -2, so we can choose randomly any of the values. Now this cell has been chosen as the entry basis, so that this cell can be used in the next step. Now the next step is formation of loop and assignment of theta to unallocated cell to most negative value. Now we have to make a newer allocation to an unallocated cells. Okay, now you will see that the allocations made already are 9, 1, delta, 7, 5 and 4. Now we have to allocate a value theta to some of the unallocated cell, and we have to find the cell which has unallocated value. Okay, now from the last step you will see that this is the entry basis chosen. Okay, so we have to allocate a value theta to this cell. Now this is the newer allocation made in the unallocated cell, so this will also affect the matrix. Okay, now if you are adding something to this column, you have to remove it so that balancing can be maintained. So if you are adding this theta, also you have to form a loop. So if you will move from here, then here, then here and then here, then this is a formation of loop. So we have to maintain the balancing also by adding or removing the theta from proper places. Okay, now in this case you are adding theta, so you have to remove theta from here. Again for this row you are removing theta from here, so you have to add theta here. Again for this column you are adding theta, so you have to remove theta from here. And again for the formation of loop, the initial and starting point for an allocated cell has been maintained. Okay, now we have to find the value of theta, minimum theta, so that the amount of allocation can be found. So for finding the value of theta, put 9 minus theta equal to 0 and 7 minus theta equal to 0. These two cannot be put equal to 0 as they will lead to a negative value of theta, so we will not be using them in the calculation of theta. So from here theta is equal to 9 and from here theta is equal to 7. So always choose a value minimum for the theta. So from these two values 7 has been chosen and this allocation has been made here. Okay, if you will put 7 here, then the new value or the new allocation will become 7. This is 9 minus 7, 2. This will 1 plus 7, 8, and this 7 minus 0, 7, 0. So this cell has been made unallocated now. Okay, now entering these values to a existing cell, we will be having a improved matrix for transportation problem with allocation, and this is the new improved transport problem which has been found by putting theta is equal to 7. So the new allocation are 2, 8, delta, 7, 5 and 4. Now you will see that the balancing again has been maintained. Okay, now the newer cost is 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 8, 16, 2 into delta, 2 delta, 4 into 7, 28, 1 into 5, 5 plus 4 into 0, 0, and the new value is 53 plus 2 delta. Now again we have to check for degeneracy and the position of different allocated cell at independent position. You will see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number of allocation and the value of m plus n minus also 6, so there is no degeneracy here. Also you will see that all the values or all the allocation are at independent position, so we can now move further for checking the optimability of the solution. Okay, now again we have to find the value of ui and vj for allocated cell as per the rule of Modi method. Okay, so these are the newer allocations allocated cells. So I am marking the value of Cij for different allocated cells. Okay, these are the values taken from the initial matrix as these are the transportation costs. Okay, so 2, 2, 2, 4, 1 and 0. Now again for finding the value of ui and vj, we have to put u1 equal to 0 as per the principle, because there are number of 3 number of allocation which is maximum from the entire matrix. So putting u1 is equal to 0, we can find easily the value of u2, u3, v1, v2, v3 and v4 as it has been explained earlier also. So I am writing down the values directly, but I have solved here, you can check here also. Okay, so after finding the value of uij, the next step is find the cost difference for the unallocated cell, and for that the formula is Cij minus ui plus vj. Now you again please remember that you have to perform this operation on the unallocated cell. So writing the values of Cij from newly improved matrix, you will see that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the allocated cells. So I am writing them with the red mark. Then I am writing the value of unallocated cells here. Value of transportation cost, these are 4, 6, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 4, 6, 4, 3, 3, 2 and the remaining values are allocated cells. Okay, now we also have to find the values of ui and vj for these same cells. Okay, now so using the values 0, 2, minus 1, 0, 2, minus 1, 2, 2, 2 and 1, 2, 2, 2 and we can find the value of ui plus vj. So this is 1, 2 minus 1, 1, 2 minus 1, 1, 2 plus 2, 4, 1 plus 2, 3, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 4 and 1 plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1. Now as per the rule of finding dij, you have to subtract the value of ui and vj from cij. Now subtracting 1 from 4, 3, 4 from 6, 2, 4 minus 4 0, 3 minus 3 0, 1 minus 3 2, and 1 minus 2 is equal to 1. Now you will see that all the values of dij here are 0 or greater than 0. So we have reached to an optimal solution. So the solution find it in the step number 7, that is the minimum cost find it. 53 plus 2 delta is the minimum cost and the optimal solution. Now as you know that delta is almost equal to 0, so we will be having the minimum cost for this given transportation problem as 53 rupees. So again